You put me here on this platform to tell the truth. Speak to me when I be speaking to the youth.
There are 7.99 billion people in the world right now. And for each person, 96% of their efforts towards personal development fail because they never created a habit to work towards their mindset. And a habit becomes easier if you make it easier to access. So by hitting the subscribe button, you'll not only be creating a habit to think better, perform on a higher level, and be more confident, it'll also mean the world to me by helping us make more valuable and life-changing content for the world. Hit the subscribe button. Vanessa, man, how has everything been? Like,
everything's good, hanging in there.
So what does hanging in there look like? Like, tell me, because it's been like how long? 4
Since the
years?
pandemic?
No, since we last time we saw each other was Top Golf.
Yeah, that was the pandemic.
No, before the pandemic. I quit Top Golf before the pandemic. Yeah, I started. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, me and Nessa met at my first job, which was Top Golf.
Yes.
And I got hired 2017 of November. That's when it first opened.
Oh no, I didn't start then. I probably started like 5 years in.
Really?
Yeah.
Because it was 2017. Because I only worked there for like 2 years.
Oh, so maybe like
20. I left 2019 summer.
So you left 2019?
Yeah.
And the pandemic happened 2020, right?
Yeah, happened 2020.
So I was like, okay.
I didn't really feel the pandemic until like 2021 because I was still like I worked at a 5-star restaurant in Bal Harbor and
okay, that's
it
where
was
you
still
left
open.
us to go.
Actually, no, I went to college. I was out of state.
Real?
I was out of state.
You were.
I was out of state.
You were.
No.
Okay, yeah. Cause I remember the little run-ins you would say like you're leaving. Okay.
Yeah,
yes,
track. I was working with the boot. I'm not sure if you remember that. But
yeah,
all that
you
type
were.
of stuff.
You were.
But what does it look like now? Like how have you been now?
How I've been now, like the transition from that Top Golf to being an entrepreneur is crazy. Like I don't even have no words to. Okay, so,
So what made you make that decision? Like you.
Oh, okay, that's
yeah.
easy. Better. So I was in nursing school, and normally in nursing school they'll tell you like, oh, you can't have a job, you can't this, or you can't have a man, or you can't focus on so many things.
Definitely.
So I remember I was doing hair, and then I was working at Top Golf, and I was juggling. I'm like, damn, like, yeah, it's Top Golf. I pick up a few shifts here and there. That's why I kept the job.
Yeah.
Because it was something where you can drop your shifts, pick it up, the little app thing or whatever. But I was still doing hair on the side. And then I'm like, whoa, I'm making more money from hair than Top Golf.
So I wanted to ask this because if I'm being honest, I feel like it's easier for women to make money because...
You think so?
Yeah. Definitely. I feel like it's easier for women to make money because like what made you? Because I get the barbers because right now barbers just started raising their prices.
Yeah.
Because before I remember like it was yesterday, I was still paying $20 for a haircut,
Facts.
$10 for a tape.
Facts.
Now it's $20-$30 for just a tape, $40-$50 for a hair. Bro, yes. But now they got subscriptions. Now they up the scale.
Yeah, they're putting gold masks. They're massaging your beards for y'all. I don't know. Y'all have a whole spa.
No, definitely. But what made you want to get into hairstyling, like in being a stylist and getting as niche down as you do now with the locks and everything?
There was no reason, honestly. My sister wanted me to do her hair one time, and she was like, watch this video. I'm like, okay, cool, fine, whatever, because. Us women, we're innovators. Like, we're going to figure it out.
Yeah.
So my sister was like, oh, I'm tired of paying people to do my hair. I'm in college. I'm a college student. And that's where all that stems. Like, you learn how to do your makeup. You learn how to do your hair. You learn everything because in college, everything is expensive.
Yeah.
And we ain't learn how to micromanage our money.
Yeah, that's something I was never taught. Exactly.
So she sent me this YouTube, and she was just like, learn this. I'm coming tomorrow. Do my hair. I said, okay, I'm going to watch it overnight and then we'll do your hair tomorrow. And I remember it took me a whole day to do her locks. For the
Oh,
life
so
of me.
it was locks when you first did
Yeah,
it.
it was
Wasn't
locks.
like not like no frontal or anything like that.
I mean, I used to do my own hair, in the house. You do your friend's hair or whatever.
Yeah.
We used to practice on each other because I started off as braiding. I did my own plaits. I used to do my mom's hair, my cousins and them hair. And we kind of just piggyback off each other. But as far as like branching out to doing it on my own, like the thing that I told you with my sister, like it went from there. And then, like I said, it took a whole day.
Mhm.
And I told her, listen, don't tell no one I did your hair, because if this takes a day, I don't want to do it. Like, I don't want to do this for fun. I don't want to do this for pleasure. We're just cut it out. Don't
It's
even.
just a one-time thing.
One-time thing. Don't even worry about it. And it was the complete opposite. She told everybody.
So how did the next day or the next month look like with everybody knowing that you did locks? I know people told your sister, hey, your hair looks good. Who did it? Like how did that month look where you said, hey, this is gonna be a forever thing?
That month, I mean, it didn't become a forever thing yet.
Oh, really?
No, it didn't become a forever thing yet. Like I said, I was juggling Topgolf and doing hair. So that month was a little crazy because I'm like, okay, well, I can make money from this. Let me do this while still working at Topgolf. I'll I don't know. I don't know how my mind worked, but it was just like, I'm going to do this, and still go to school. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, I went to a private nursing school, so everything was out of pocket. Like, I got a whole bunch of loans. I mean, that's what they say in nursing school. I mean, depending, lawyers, nursing, doctors, we all get loans at this point. We be in debt.
That's true, but I could imagine there was like grants or something for y'all.
It depends, because once you go to, and that's what some people don't know, once you graduate, you get your, what is this thing called? Your AA. Mm-hmm. Like, when you keep going for more education, they kind of stop giving you that funding.
Really?
Yeah. So, like, you have to fund for yourself after a certain point.
Wow.
Yeah.
Got you. So, you did hair. So, walk us through it. Because people started hitting your phone up. When did you make it full-time?
I made it full-time literally, like, I want to say the month before. Pandemic probably happened March. February, I was like, yeah, Mom, I'm quitting. I'm quitting Topgolf.
You was making that much?
Yeah.
So how much do you charge for like a head? Like, is it like $400? Because I done seen how much the wigs cost. I can imagine that's different.
Okay. So I scaled. I started off, which is so crazy to me because I don't know how I was doing it, but I was doing like 160 any length. You could have had it to your knees, and I was doing it for 160.
I know when people saw that, they was like, yeah.
So they brought their own hair. And then I was just charging them 160. And I'm talking about, I had some clients sleep over. Like, oh, take a nap and we'll finish in the morning. Like, because I was getting off of school by like 5. And then like 5 o'clock, I'll start the hair. And then we won't be done until like the next day sometimes. It's crazy.
So if you do...
my phone was still recording.
If you do... Well, I have the recording, so it's good. So if you do the math, 160, and now that's like a 12-hour shift. That's like, what, less than $10 an hour?
Exactly. And at that point, I didn't realize it.
Less than $10 an hour.
It was $10 an hour. And that's why now I'm able to scale. Crazy. I'm able to scale the way that I scale now because I've plugged in that mindset. Like, okay, an hour, how much I want to make. Well, before it wasn't like that. But the thing is, clientele was more at that time because 160, hey, can you beat that? Can you beat that? Like, I'm bringing the hair. I'm doing only my hair for $160. So they were coming, but I didn't feel it. Like, I didn't feel the $10 an hour. Because
you was doing so much, you was engulfed in it so much.
Exactly.
So when did you realize, like, hey, yo, I need a skill? Like, when did you have the mindset to even ask the question to skill? Because most people don't even think about that when they get into business and entrepreneurship.
Honestly, the people around me, the support, because my cousin is very... Anything you name it, she does. Like, it's so crazy. She started off at Apple, but like I feel like any question with her, I can ask her and she'll research about. She's like one of those people. Mm-hmm. Like, I can ask her a question about business. I can ask her about anything personal, whatever. And when she realized I was doing the business, I kind of call her my unpaid manager. my unpaid
Manager or mentor,
mentor,
coach,
yeah,
yes.
because I call her for everything, and she was like telling me like, no, this is how you should do this, and that, and the third. Because at a point in time, money did start getting low, and it's like, okay, so how do I figure this out? And then I would talk to her, and she's like, I think you should start charging by how much you want to get paid hourly. So she was like, treat it like a business, like an actual job. Because at first I wasn't. It was just something. It was a hobby. It was a hobby. And yeah, it went from a hobby to being my full-time job.
So what was the other questions like that you started asking yourself? You mentioned you was talking with her, like, because some people don't even know the right questions to ask.
Right.
You ask yourself, how do I scale?
Mm-hmm.
You ask yourself, how much should I charge myself an hour? And you went down that journey on calculating that amount.
Right.
What was the other question that you asked? Because right now it's business. Right now it's to the point where you're not even doing hair and you're making money. I want to get into that.
Exactly. The other questions I asked was, how can I grow? Like, how can I better my skills? Because the thing about the hair industry, or any industry, period, it's always revolving. It's always moving.
Yeah.
So what people may like during the pandemic time, they're not going to like it now. So I had to keep taking many classes, whether it was $75, $150.
Okay.
Like, I had to keep plugging in that. I had to pretty much just keep wanting to learn and be open-minded. That's pretty much it. Like, just be open-minded in the business, because if you want the business to scale, you have to watch videos. You have to, like, I'm talking about hours on YouTube.
And most people don't realize how much time they have to invest in learning. They just want to do it
and like, oh, boom, I'm good. No, it's not I'm good. Like, you have to educate yourself on what it is that you're doing.
Exactly. And I want you to drop a gem, because right now we're like, what, 10 minutes in.
Okay.
People deserve it. You feel me? So what does the structure of being a hairstylist looks like, where you can make profit from it, where you're not having those $10 days?
How can I answer this? Because before, in the beginning, hairstylists were able to make money just straight off of being a hairstylist. But now, like I said, things are changing. So, like, hairstylists are trying to find other outlets. That's why digital marketing and digital products, those are the things that are booming right now.
Oh, yeah. The online world is crazy with the ebooks, with teaching, with coaching, with mentoring. It's crazy now.
It's wild. Like,
so get into how it looks, how it was then to how it is now for you.
Okay. So then I would say things weren't so expensive. Like hair, the utensils that we needed. So you kind of had to put in the perspective, like, okay, if I charge $250, I know the $50 is going to go to product, and then I would put the $200 in my pocket. But now it's not like that anymore, which is why everything is it's like going up, because what $250 could have covered back then, it can't cover now.
Wow. So with the $200 in your pocket, how much did that look like hourly, now that you understood the structure of charging them appropriately? I would just want to get some context as we get into the next part.
So pretty much what you're asking is hourly, what do I charge?
No, yeah, because you mentioned you saw that you was getting paid $10.
Right.
You was paying yourself $10 an hour before, charging people just $160, and then you was losing money, and it was to the point where money was low. So now you calculated to a point where now you're growing, you're saving, you're doing these things where you're able to get into those suites, which we're about to get into now.
Right.
How did that look like for the most part?
Okay, so I pretty much asked myself, because everything is just based off you, honestly and truly, like what you feel you're worth. And
facts.
And my cousin had to tell me that, like, what do you feel like you're worth? And I used to be very timid. Like, I used to be very shy. Like, no, I don't think I want to charge this much because no one's going to come to me. And she used to plug it in my mind every day. Like, no, if your work is good and you know what you're doing, they're going to come. Yeah, you're going to lose some clientele. But the clientele that you need or want is going to want to stay with you, even if you go up on your prices. So I was like, okay, like, what would be a good amount? Like $50? I don't know.
You got to set the tone. You feel me?
So I was like, shoot, why not? Why can't I make $50 an hour? Like, why can't I make $100 an hour? That's pretty much what I was just telling myself. So from there, I just changed my mindset, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be worth $50 an hour. if it's less than $100, I'm not getting out of my bed. Period.
Facts. So walk me into this.
Okay.
Because I'm seeing, like, I'm in the podcast space, and
Okay.
now that I'm in the podcast space, I'm seeing the different avenues. You know, you can pivot much like hairstylists and how
Right.
things have been changing.
Right.
You made the decision to get a suite and rent it out. Walk us through that journey, because like most people aren't having that thought. Most people, at most, you know, people treat it like a salon where they had most chairs inside, side by side. But you took the suite route,
Right?
When I didn't really see anybody doing it at that time. How did that come about?
So, you know, of course, like I said, we scaled during the pandemic.
Amen. That's always good. That's always good. Now we're talking money.
Yep, we scaled during the pandemic, and it's so crazy how it happened, because my mom was like, you can't do hair here anymore. Like, I was doing hair from home in my room. Yeah, so she was like, you can't do hair here anymore. I don't want too many guests coming. And we were, our house was under renovation. She was moving her kitchen, making it bigger, stuff like that. So she just didn't want no one seeing her house like that. And then also too, with the COVID, you know, coming in the house and stuff like, so I can't, like, I can't tell you how many hours a day or how often I went that week to go drive my car up and down to look for a suite. Literally, like, up and down. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm calling every building. It was one building, I think everyone knows this building, Bank of America, the one on 183rd.
41. Yeah, I know that building. I know a couple studios. Yeah, I do.
So I was gonna get my first suite in there, which is so crazy.
It's crazy.
But the guy, I don't know his real name, but they said that he's really mean, but whatever. He told me, like, okay, I went on a Friday. He's like, oh, you can come tomorrow. Just put in your deposit, this, that, and the third. And for the next day for me to call the lady, and she's like, yeah, your suite is already rented. Like, she was like, we don't have nothing reserved for you. Mind you, because everybody always asks me this question, like, how did you have 100 clients for that month? And I had to find a room. I made it my priority to look for a room, because it was like, where am I going to take these clients? So every day I woke up at 8 o'clock, driving up and down.
Most people don't see that.
Nope. I drove up and down 441, up and down, couldn't find nothing. And then the building across from, I want to say by Popeyes, when you go a little further down.
Yeah, by the Mazda dealership too. Yeah,
right.
I live right there. I know that area like the back of my hand. Yeah.
So the guy that I met there, he said, you know, we're not taking any hairstylists. This is that and the third. You're gonna need water. Mind you, I seen a whole bunch of people that were hairstylists in that building.
Yeah, I actually seen some myself.
But for some apparent reason, he just was like, we're not doing any more hairstylists. They leave hair in the sink. This is that. I said, sir, I don't need water. Just give me the room. Just give me the room. And I went from seeing one room to 2 rooms. So, which is crazy. Like I said, everybody's always asking me, but I don't know. I think it's in me and not on me, because
oh man,
no facts. Because when he showed me the 2 rooms, I got the idea. So it was a room like this and a room next door. And I said, you know what? I'm going to take both. And I'm just going to put the wall to walk through both so I can have a big space.
Oh, wait. You mean you would cut out a wall? So,
like, I got this room and the room next door.
Yeah.
And then I made an opening here. So I had both.
Got you.
At the same time.
Uh-huh.
And from there, I can't tell you how my mind went from me being by myself to then adding 4 chairs.
First and foremost, how much did that cost? Because you got 2 rooms. You only needed 1, but you got 2 rooms because you had the vision. Started with the vision first.
I had the vision.
Uh-huh.
So he said it was $850
each.
No, together.
That's cheap.
Yeah.
Is this the $850? I might go over there. I'm being serious, man.
Is it $850 still? I have so many suites that I don't know. It should be.
Amen. That's crazy. $850 for 2? Like $400 for 1? That's not bad.
Yeah, it was 2 rooms, $850.
So you got both. You had saw the vision now, and you had 4 chairs.
I had 4 chairs. So one was for me, and other 3, I was like, I'm gonna rent it. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make the rent to where I don't even have to pay rent. They'll pay the rent for me.
Mm.
So I got 3 people in there, and it's so crazy because started off with family, but you can't do that because they don't really see your vision. They don't see that. Okay, you're trying to make sure the bills are still paid in this room, and I know that I can't solely only do it on me. I can't only solely depend on me because I'm still in school. So I'm like, the times that I'm not here, why not make extra money while I'm doing hair, and then also with the stations?
Yeah.
So I started putting that I'm hiring. I started putting that I have booth for rent, and then from there it just went to more suites.
Amen. So walk me through the structure, like the business structure of the suite. So how do you analyze a suite to make sure it's profitable, but you're not overcharging, where no stylist is gonna say no to your suite or your booth or whatever? How does that look like?
Honestly, can I say it? Dang.
I mean, you have a course. I know you're teaching these people, so give them a little taste. Like if you're I watched on your channel. I don't know her name. It was Shanice. Like Cheyenne, one of your clients or one of your mentees. You coached her to get 1 or 2 suites.
Right.
Walk them through on how would you help them find their first suite and determine profitability.
With me, I feel like it was fair that if you're renting from me, I have to provide some type of knowledge to you. I'm not the owner that just puts you in a suite and then from there I never see you again.
Oh, okay.
So Cheyenne actually rented my suites for me. The very first one, which was mine, she rented it, and she also had got another room, so she has 3 suites from me actually currently right now. And it went from her and other girls being in there to seeing how I move, and then she wanted to learn as well. So I'm like, okay, cool, no problem. What we can do is you can get a suite, and then we'll figure out, like, I'll come in and I'll see what the sizing is, and then I can figure out how many rooms can be in here. And then based off of the rooms, we also can see how much the rent is, and then we split it between there. Then you want to add what you want to make on top of that as well. So let's say a suite is, currently one of my suites are 21, so 2,100. And
damn, how big is that?
It's pretty big.
Okay.
It's pretty big, where I was able to make 5 rooms. Wow. It had 2 rooms in there before. And you just added and then extra. I just added 3 more. So what I did was, okay, I know the rent is 21. I have to make sure that's paid first. Also, I got to include Wi-Fi. And what else did I include? That's pretty much it. Wi-Fi, rent, and then I put what I want to make on top of that. So,
which is how much at the time? Because just so we can, is just depending on how much you want to make, or is it like a set rule amount? Because
no, it's how much you want to make.
Got you. Because I know within real estate, when you have an investment property, because I have one myself in Ohio, you have to definitely. I got it this year in January. Tell me about that. You go based off of metrics in the market, because you can't charge so much. Well, say if you buy a home. It's cost $100,000, right? But the max rent for that area is, say, $1,000, $2,000, say, for the city. Right. So because how much you're buying, and the mortgage that's going to be under, and the interest rate, if your mortgage is too much and you can't charge your market rent or even get premium market rent where it can cover the mortgage and you can get a profit, if that profit is not within certain margins, you just say no to that suite or that investment property.
It's pretty much the same if you think about it. So you would have to determine whether or not if it's good for you, in a sense, just what you said with real estate. Because honestly, this is real estate. Yeah. Just without me owning the property.
It's a different type of Airbnb, man.
Different type of Airbnb. And it's so crazy. I wanted to get an Airbnb so bad. And I'm like, teach me. I'm asking people, teach me. But I'm already doing it. Yeah. But anywho, so yeah, I would say it's pretty much the same. You want to make sure you're making a good profit, but at the same time, you don't want to charge too much. For instance, like one of my rooms is as big as this, and I charge, I want to say $920, but I knew, okay, other people aren't charging past $950, and if they are, it's either a bigger room or a better building.
$920 a month.
Yeah.
So and you only have one person in that suite, right?
Yeah. So also too, another way you can scale it is like you can call them double rooms. That's like our little cheat sheet or whatever.
Yeah, I heard it. Double rooms, man. Double rooms.
It's our little cheat sheet where we say, like, you know, you can fit practically, if you want, you can fit 4 people in here, or you can fit 3. So that's how we'll sell it. Like, you can fit, you see this room, I can say, oh, I'll fit 3. You can fit 3 people in here. So not only can you get...
I'm looking. I'm like, I might get into the net. I might grab a chair.
Exactly. You gotta map it out. So I came in here, and it's so crazy because I came in here and I'm like, dang, these suites are nice as hell. Mm-hmm. I said, what I would do with this is so crazy, because I was like, I'll put 3 people in here, and either it can be your friends, it can be random people that you just want to rent your booth to. Mm-hmm. And that's how I would scale it to the person who's coming to see the room. I'll be like, this is a double suite. So for a double suite price, you can get this room yourself, or you can add somebody in here and split the rent.
Oh, so they would find their own person.
Yeah, they'll find their own person.
Got you. Because I was just thinking, because if you have those suites with those 4 chairs, mm-hmm. or just 1 chair, and you mm-hmm. charge them $920, how about if they're not there? Do you capitalize and make more money on just they book it at a certain time, and you just have a sheet where it's like, hey, you have this room, you have all these hours that are open, and you synchronize their booking sheets. Mm-hmm. So if somebody books at a certain time, you already know it locks in that time for your suite.
You know what's so crazy? That's a good idea. I never thought about that.
It's different. Yeah, it's different.
There's different avenues.
It's different. Once you and it's all about perspective. Because mm-hmm. when people get a coach and mentor them and guide them to make mm-hmm. money, it's all about how can you actually. We was just talking about this. How mm-hmm. can you ask yourself the right questions to scale, to better your productivity, right. to better your efficiency in your business, stuff like that. So that's the first thing that came to mind. Mm-hmm. Yes, I can rent it for $980 a month, but if I structured it a different way, how can I turn that $980 to $1,500?
Exactly.
You feel me?
Which I'm still trying to figure out now too. I feel like I still need a mentor, even though I'm in that caliber where I am. I still feel like I have a lot of learning to do, because remember, like you said, when I was doing it, it wasn't really out like that. So I'm learning as I go. So, but with that idea, honestly and truly, we do it as well, but just not in that to that extent. We do daily rentals. So daily rentals would be
for the day.
For the day, I'll charge you a price for the day. I'll charge you a price for the day, or you can do weekly, or you can do you come up with, like I said, everything is on you. Got you,
because of course there's pros and cons to everything,
right?
And the thing that's coming to mind, especially with that idea that I just had, is mm-hmm. like, yo, if you do it that way. And I know sometimes when it comes to doing hair, it takes longer than expected.
Exactly.
So do they have like a buffer time? It's just now it's perspective. Now we're getting into how can we make it work where there's less problems and it's
right.
all profit. It's all pros. You feel me? So that's good. So you're making all this money now. You're walking into financial freedom. You know, I saw a couple of things. That's dope. You're traveling. You're enjoying life.
That's the goal.
So I was talking to this one banker. He's a mortgage specialist, and he was just telling me, because, once you find himself walking into success, you find it hard to keep the money once you got it, because mismanagement, like you said earlier, it wasn't taught like that for us when we was in high school. I'm finding out now that my cousins are being taught that in middle school.
It's
crazy.
Wish.
It's crazy.
I wish.
So it's like, how or what are your methods, or how did you teach yourself to manage that money where now you can scale up and get multiple units, or even do other things with that money? Like, how are you managing it right now? What gems can you drop?
All I can say for me, everything was trial and error. I had a lot of money, lost, scaled, invested. What I can say was a really big help for me was pandemic. I gotta always go back to that, because
how so?
What other people were doing with their money, I wasn't.
So the stimulus check.
The stimulus check I was getting from Topgolf. I was using it and I was investing. I was investing into the quality chair that I wanted in the suites. I was investing in structuring my business credit. and my personal credit. So my personal credit really, really helped me. So during the pandemic, my personal credit skyrocketed to like 800 because of
Dap me up on that. Dap me up on that. Dap me up.
Yeah, my because I was paying all the cards off, and I said, one thing I can help myself is become debt free. Yeah, I have my loan for school and stuff like that, but my credit cards shouldn't be where they are. So I was paying my credit cards off and using the rest of the money to learn, to buy videos on the locks, business in general, like what do I need, LLC, business credit, and so forth and so on. Like, so that's why I always revert back to the pandemic money, because everybody was on the yachts. Everybody was living their best life. Getting cars, but I was investing. I was investing. And throughout that time, because my credit was so good, I was able to personal guarantee business credit cards. I was able to get more credit cards. And then I also that's that gym right there I'm about to give.
Go ahead. I mean, we 30 minutes in. They deserve it. If they stick in that this long, they deserve it.
You want to use so the goal is to use other people's money. You don't want to use your own. At first, that's what I was doing. I was doing my client's hair and taking that money and reinvesting back into me or into the shop. But then I learned, I said, you know what? Everyone's always using or saying this word OPM.
Other people's money.
So what is OPM? I went and I did my research. I said, oh, okay. So this is what we're doing. So that's what I did. I used my credit cards and scaled more.
How so? You use that to pay for the down deposit for another shop?
So yes, down deposit for another shop, funding the shop, all the things the shop needed. Because, in the beginning, you don't have anybody there. It's all you. Yeah. So you're paying rent. You're making sure everything stayed afloat, but while you're trying to also attract your tenants in your suites.
Got you. So you invested a certain amount where you're able to set up a certain way where they see it, it's ready to go. All they do is just walk in, start doing the hair, buy their own products.
Right.
Got you. That's fire. That's fire. So let me ask you this, because most people don't talk about it. How much is your credit limit? Because I work with a lot of different credit people where they're able to help people get up to $250,000 in credit.
So I haven't gotten there yet, which is my next goal. But I was able to, because my mom actually started me on my personal card. I would say Wells Fargo. It started off as a college card, and then because I was doing so well during the pandemic at that time, I scaled to like 9,000. It's just you just gotta pay your bills. You gotta pay the bills. Pay it off. Facts. Stop using the money and then not being able to pay it, because once your credit is trash, you're pretty much nothing.
Actually, I can contradict you on that.
Okay, so
like he was telling me that even if he helps somebody with a 580 credit score,
really
get $90,000. Because there's a difference between how you with banks and credit union. Right. Because banks go based, give you a certain amount based off of the available credit that you have. Right. But credit unions go based off of relationship. If you don't structure your relationship right with the credit union, even though you have $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 in available credit or overall credit in general, they're going to give you a $250 card because you didn't establish a relationship with them correctly. Right. So just because he structured them a certain way, he got them with certain banks like Space Coast or Navy Federal, where he was able to get that amount of funding.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
I've heard that with credit unions. That's why that's one of the cheat codes a lot of people have been giving away. Like, make a relationship with a credit union, because they're giving people funding.
Bro, the game right now is OPM. Like
literally OPM. But it sucks because instead of helping, people are and I get it, because everybody has to charge their value and their worth. But it's like, if you see someone that wants to change their environment, change their learning, change their understanding about business, period, like, why won't you help? Right now, people are charging $5,000 just to open me an account. Like, that's crazy.
What you mean just open you an account?
Not just open an account, but do everything what you're saying. Being able to scale someone's pocket to $90,000. Like, people are asking $2,000, $25,000. Like, okay, pay me and I'll help you.
Would you say it's worth it?
I would say it is worth it, but not at that I can't even say that because you know what? I charge my price. So,
And the reason why I say that is because they're helping you get this amount of funding, but it's not like they charge it to you on the front end.
Right. Some do.
It's okay if some do, then I wouldn't recommend following or going under that business model. But the person that I talked to, we're actually, I'm creating a community, and he's actually coming on and teaching people the game on how to start their business funding or start a business funding business where you're helping people get those funding.
I would like that.
Bro, I'll let you know after.
Plug me in.
Like where he's giving people the game from A to Z on creating a personal or a funding business, whether you're helping people, with personal or business funding, but also how to fix their credit and how to develop relationships with those credit unions as well as with those banks. Right. And that's key. And it's like, bro, once you're able to do that, I feel like that's worth it. Because if you have access to that and just follow the model and do it on your own,
of course,
it's self-explanatory.
Of course. I'm not saying not to charge that worth, but I'm saying if you see someone who's willing to want to learn and stuff like that, give them a payment plan or something. You get what I'm saying? Like, don't just, because we do have the fakers where they charge you up front and it's like, I'm paying $3,000 for what?
If I'm being honest, I got burned before. I've
been
there.
That's what I'm saying.
You lose money. You
win.
You get money, but it's all on just understanding the game so you can know who to go to. Know the right questions to ask. Know how to discern certain things. Exactly. So I wanted to ask you. You mentioned something on in regards to that structure. Mm-hmm. I saw this Facebook post, and you can let me know your thoughts and opinions on this. Where somebody it was a Twitter thread. Okay. Where basically it showed that somebody like a stylist raised their prices and then eventually they bought a house. Okay. And in the comments there was like, yo, that's why I don't go to my stylist anymore, because they felt kind of jealous because of that. What are your thoughts on that? Where people stop going to stylists and hairstylists in general because they raise their prices and they see them prospering, when you're saying, hey, charge your prices, know your worth, know what you deserve so you can live the life that you want. Right. What are your thoughts on that? Because they was going in on the comments.
They were. But here's what I have to say to it, because I understand. I'm a client and I'm a stylist as well before a business owner. So with me, I feel like people have to understand, like, if I quit my job, like, I don't have insurance, I'm not being funded. You know what I'm saying? I don't have benefits. I gotta pay my own benefits. I have to pay everything out of pocket, literally. So how would you feel if you got a job? And because I know a lot of people feel this way when people go to certain jobs for a reason, because they offer certain benefits. Yeah. So if that job doesn't offer the benefits that you're looking for, then you're gonna politely decline the job.
Absolutely.
So why would you think that your stylist can't go up on her prices when she has to pay for her car note, her house, her insurance, everything all on her own? We don't get benefits from being a business owner.
I feel like they just don't see that side of things, because you have to have a certain mindset where you get to understand that perspective of everything. Mm-hmm. Like, people just want the cheap route. They want the discounts. They want all these things and not appreciate or give somebody what they deserve.
Right. And I've been there. Like, I've lost clients because I went up $5. It sucks, but I mean,
$5. You can't save how much cents a day or something. Like, like, come on, man.
Listen, just by $5 to $10, I lost some clients. I've had somebody call me and tell me, "Hey, did you go up a couple dollars on? I seen it went up a little bit. Did you mean to do that? Is that the new price?" I'm like, well, ma'am, if you see it on the booking site, then that's the price.
Ain't no typo, love. Ain't no typo.
And then they don't think about, we also have to pay taxes at the end of the day, at the end of the year. Yep. Yeah, taxes being taken out from your paycheck, and you don't really feel it because you have somebody automatically doing that for you. Mm-hmm. You have that system. You have your job doing that for you. But for us, we don't have that. Yeah. If we don't do it by the end of the year, and we got to pay that $3,000 to how I've had people had to pay back. I don't even want to say the numbers.
I paid $5,000 my first year as a business owner.
You see?
And that's with deductions.
That's with deductions. I ain't gonna lie, my first year was paying only like 13. It wasn't that bad.
Bro, I'm look with 1,300.
Yeah.
I'm looking to pay my goal is to pay more in taxes, but
Yes.
if you understand what I mean,
Okay.
that means I'm making a different caliber of money. But of course, it's with the deductions where I can
caliber, y'all heard that?
Yeah, of course. Of course, it's with the right deductions, and if it has to be that amount, all right, I understand it has to be that amount. But if I can mitigate it where it's zero, like Trump, okay, I'm
no facts.
I'm gonna go that route.
I'm trying. We
I'm gonna
trying.
go that route. Hey, structure, man.
Yeah, it all depends on structure.
I'm telling you, with this community, I'm having this other guy spin drop this game on trust, LLC structures, corp structures, just so you can just protect yourself. Because I found this one thing out where people get LLCs for protection, right? But in Florida, you don't really have that protection as a single member LLC because you got it under your social security number.
Exactly.
So if they can't get it to the business, if they can't get everything they're suing you for from the business, they're going to go to you.
Exactly.
So if you don't structure it the right way, bro, your car's gone, your house is gone. Well, not your house because it's a homestead state.
Now you tapping in a different bracket.
You feel me? But it's like once you understand these things, your life will be golden.
No facts. And that's what I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to actually, because now that I've gotten the business to where it needs to be, because people don't talk about that trial and error that you go through for years before you actually have a functional business. Like, I've been doing this since 2019, and I think I didn't get situated until, I want to say, this year.
That's dope.
This year. Because last year I lost. Nobody don't know that, but last year I spent a year without making pretty much nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
And that's because you was testing out the suites?
I was testing out, thinking that, okay, the beauty, because remember I went from being in a suite, yes, but we always had that mindset where you walk in a salon and it's like different chairs. So I wanted that open concept just like that, but then the time started changing. No one wanted to be with people. The market changed. People, girls started getting jealous. There's a lot of things that happened in that community where people wanted to be in their own suites. Yeah. So last year, I was so fixated on, no, it's gonna work. And a year passed by, and this year I had to shift my mindset. Like, no, we're not losing out on no more money anymore. Like, you need to figure out what you need to do before your
one chair.
Yeah,
one chair. That's it.
Just one chair. And it's crazy because I don't even stage the rooms. The rooms comes as is. You have to decorate it. You have to put in the work. But I'm just getting the check for just creating that space for you.
Got you. But you would keep the chair in there, or they would get their own chair now?
No, they would get their own chair. But if you want to stage it, you would charge more.
Okay. And do you have stock designs to go by, or go off of their inspiration, or how does that go?
So my suites are fully customizable. You just have to put it back the way that you found it. I'm saying
if you charge them, so you stage it and you do it for them, do you have stock designs that you go off of?
No, I don't stage it. I don't decorate it for them. Which is why I was saying, like, when I create the room, like say like your room right here, it would just be white. Okay. White. So when they come in, they'll have their vision, because you don't want to stage the rooms, which I realize because my mentee is actually going through that right now. She staged the room. And she's not really getting the people that she wants in there. And for the clients, because she staged it a way where not everyone's brand colors are that color. Right. So she's having that hard time right now. But I'm trying to get her to change her mindset on that, because I had to do the same as well. At first I was like, no, I want my room to be like this, and I'm gonna attract girls that want the same room. But no, you can't do that.
You can't.
You have to allow them to be creative, because you have to understand, like, when they come to work, that's their creative space. So you want to have the room basic as possible.
So tell me this: what's the vision now? Like, how are you gonna scale to get to the next level?
The business now, the goal now is to just keep scaling, put myself in that position to keep learning, get myself in doors like this to learn more, and just grow more. Like, honestly, I want this to be a corporate thing. Like, I want to like go to Ohio and create cities. Like, I want to see what that life is like. You don't know, dream or anything is too small. Like I would love for me to be able to do that.
Definitely, man.
Even on the, I'm telling you, when I came into this, before I even got to you, I walked around already. I already.
Oh man, you said, hey, I like Weston.
I like the idea. I'm already looking. That's the thing that you're gonna get. People don't talk about, like, once you become that entrepreneur, once you're already in something, it doesn't turn off.
Yeah.
Like when I came here, I already was like, okay, this room, that room. I'm already looking. I'm like, okay, if I was to own this building, what I would do different? What I would, or if I own my building somewhere else, maybe I might, do my room like this. Maybe I might have a kind of like what y'all lay out here now. So that, I don't know. It's just
Like that.
I want to own a building. It's just so much. It's so much. It's so much.
So I like everybody to, kind of give. Well, I want to ask you this question. I want to end off with 2 more questions.
Okay.
What does success look like for you now?
Because I feel like we're hard on ourselves. Because, success for me can look different. Like, I can't even answer this question because for me, people will be like, you're successful. Like, you're doing things that people want to do. But for me, I feel like I'm doing the bare minimum.
Bro, yeah. Facts.
So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe when I get there, I'll be able to say it. Like, what success look like for me. But for right now, I feel like
That's
I'm
humble.
barely.
That's humble.
Yeah.
That's humble. That's humble. That's humble. So I was gonna ask you the next question on like your success framework, but you said when you get there,
When
still figuring it out.
Yeah, because I'm still figuring it out.
That's
To say
honest.
that I'm successful right now, what's success? Like, I'm not in my own crib. Like, my mom's still working. When I'm successful, you'll know. You'll know. My mom won't be working. I'll be on the island remotely because living in America, we are
That's facts. I'm going back to Haiti. When it's better.
No, when it's better.
When it's better. When it's better.
When it's better.
I had that vision, definitely.
And we don't see that. Like, this is what the are doing.
Yeah.
Like, they're taking their money, they're leaving.
Yeah.
Why?
Bro, Mexico, bro, I heard this I was in this room last weekend with this 22-year-old millionaire.
Wow.
He told me how he's moving him and his team to Mexico. Just
his team.
to live there.
Wow.
To live there. Because it's tax benefits, it's all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
That's
the
what
goal.
I'm like, what is success? I'm not there. I can't explain it because I'm not there. I don't know the way that I'm still paying bills. I'm still trying to be above the water's right here, and I feel like I'm just making it up to breathe.
I want my bills to be investments.
Exactly. Come on, preach.
Yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal. That's the goal.
You just have to give yourself around like-minded people, and that's what I'm doing this year. Because what also people don't talk about is networking. That's very, very, very big. At first, I used to just want to be by myself because in school, when you're in school, like, you get PTSD from that high school stuff. Like, you be around a lot of people, then your circle grows small, so you're not looking to see how I can scale, how I can this, how I can that. When, like you said, you got to ask the right questions. You have to be in a room with either people on the same level as you and higher. Like, you cannot, and I'm realizing that now because I was around the same friends. Nothing wrong with my friends now, but they're not doing what I'm doing. So I can't just hang around them all day. I got to get in rooms where me and you, like,
Facts.
other people doing the same thing or
Facts.
more.
Yeah, facts.
Like you say, you own a house in Ohio. Like, what? I want to own a house in Ohio. What?
Yeah, see, it's
Teach
easy.
me.
And I didn't even use not a dollar of mine. Not a dollar
Yeah,
of
we don't
mine.
have to speak after this.
See,
You
look.
want me to drop out the gym? Drop the gym.
No, I'm humble. This is to give you the platform. This is to give you the
Right.
opportunity to speak. So we're gonna definitely talk.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, I appreciate the conversation. I appreciate you coming in.
No, thank you for having me.
My name is Olivia J. Darcis. I'm with Nessa. I like to call her Nessa. We're here helping you do to do life well. Peace.
Wait, before you go, make sure you hit the subscribe button and check out the video that you think is the best for you. Or is it check out the video and hit the subscribe button. Man, you know what I'm trying to do. Peace.